Hi everyone, this is Britton here. I am the author, if you don't know. I hope you guys know by now, if you're in the group. But I know Janine, my wife, she does a lot of the communication, so sometimes you guys are more familiar with her. But my name is Britton. I'm the author of the series, The Art of Raising Children for Greatness, the Art of Raising Children for Greatness series. And we have 2 books out right now. We have Revealing School and we have Education. Education's the book we're promoting right now. But actually, I thought most of the people would be coming to this group. I asked you guys to ask questions, and I was thinking most of you guys probably be veteran homeschoolers, and you guys are looking to improve your game as a homeschooling parent. And then I realized from a lot of the questions that I got, there's actually a lot of people who are not homeschoolers. They're on the fence, and they're just curious. Or maybe they're kind of homeschooling their preschoolers, but they're planning on putting them in public school later, but they're curious about homeschooling. And so tonight, I just wanted to take one of those questions and address it and give you guys some advice on that. So the question I got, this is an actual question, let me read it. I'd like to homeschool or even supplement public school with areas I feel are deficient, but I don't want my kids to miss something important and actually push my child's learning backwards or fail to educate them fully due to my own shortcomings. So this is a homeschool, or this is not a homeschooling parent. This is a mom who is considering homeschooling. She's obviously in the group because she wants to know more about homeschooling, but she feels like maybe she has her own shortcomings or her kids won't get the quality of education that they will get in public school. I know a lot of other parents who are already homeschooling. They're thinking about putting their kids into the public school for high school because they're also not confident. Or even right now, they're thinking about putting their kids back in the public school system because they don't have the confidence. They're not sure that they're providing the same quality of education that they could get in the public school system. So tonight I just want to address that. I have 4 things I want to cover. My first book, Revealing School, is all about this. That's all it is. It's about why you should homeschool. I think it's 450 pages. So if I don't completely make the case tonight, just read the book. Lots of people have, and after they did it, they're like, well, I would never put my kids in public school now. I know so much more. But just to get you started thinking about that, here are 4 tips. And then also people who are watching, if you're a veteran homeschooler and you have something you could say to encourage these moms who are kind of on the fence, please, jump in and let me know. Okay, the first one. The first thing you should know, and I think you're probably already aware if you're thinking about homeschooling, is the public school system is failing. So if you don't want your kid to miss something important educationally, that's a good reason to homeschool. Kids are missing everything. I watched a video, it was done actually a few years ago, but they do them all the time, the kind of the man on the street interviews. I watched a video a few years ago. It was a senior. He was interviewing other seniors in high school. They're getting ready to graduate, go out into the world, or go to college. And he just wanted to see how much they had learned, how much they had gotten out of their 13 years in the public school system. And he asked them basic questions like, can you name a country? Who was the first president? What is the war that we fought to win our independence? Just basic questions like that every kid should know. And these are seniors in high school getting ready to graduate, and they didn't know anything. Most of them couldn't answer these very basic questions. So you talk about missing something. The schools are learning proofed. Kids are there for 13 years. They spend all day there. They do tons of homework, and somehow it's a miracle. They come out knowing almost nothing. I know I went to several public schools and then private schools, then even elite prep school. I took honors chemistry. I studied my butt off. I somehow did well in the class. So I did learn it. And now that I've graduated, I don't think I could fill in the periodic table. I don't know anything about chemistry. I really think that the way that they teach or something, the schools are learning proofed. So that's the first thing. Like, schools are failing. So even if you homeschool your kids and they don't do well, or you think you failed or something like that, they'll just be in the same boat as the public school system. That's one. But there'll probably be a lot less bullying, a lot less drama. Your kids will be exposed to a lot less things that you don't want them to. You have a better chance of your kid keeping their faith, which I talk about. I think statistically it's between 70 and 80 or 90% of public school kids are walking away from their faith after high school. Some come back. So if that's important to you in the homeschooling world, I think it's 94% of homeschoolers keep their faith after graduating. So those are all reasons to homeschool. The second thing is the homeschool world is thriving. Homeschoolers, we win all the time. All these competitions, geography bees, stuff like that. Standardized tests, if you think those are important, homeschoolers do really well. Statistically, we're the top performers. And these are just normal moms just like you, and they're doing a phenomenal job. Homeschooling is a huge advantage. We don't have 30 kids in a classroom. We don't have crazy kids and discipline problems we're working with. We're working one-on-one with our kids. We can custom tailor their education. Homeschooling is a huge advantage. So you'll probably be just fine. The other thing to consider, point 3, we live in an information age like never before in history. So if you're thinking, well, man, if they get farther along, maybe they can't learn calculus. I can't teach them that. I can't sit down there and be their teacher for that, or chemistry or physics or something like that. And you're thinking, man, if they're in the public school system, they'll have a teacher, and I really can't compete with that. Well, the good news is you don't have to. We're living in an information age. There is so much stuff online, free stuff, classes, tutorials. You can log on and watch Harvard professors of economics or business or math, and you can watch that from the comfort of your home. These are top universities, top professors at top universities, and you can watch that from the comfort of your home. So you can get your kids access to anything that you don't feel like you can properly teach them. There's a site called LibriVox. It has all of the best books, all of the public domains, all the classics books, they're audio. It's free online. There's so much stuff. You can get full curriculums for, our site is $6.99 right now. We're going to raise the price, but $6.99 right now for Blue Manor Academy. It's a phenomenal curriculum from preschool to 6th grade. $6.99. There are other ones that are free. I think that the public school, you could actually do public school from home in most states. So you're going to be okay. There's nothing you're going to come up against that you won't be able to solve better in your home for your kids. And then the last point, tip number 4, most parents, especially when they're starting out, they feel overwhelmed because they imagine that they're going to be recreating school from their home. So they imagine they're going to be waking up early, they're going to be starting school at maybe 8 o'clock and going to 3, and they imagine they've got to be the teacher for every one of those classes all day long, and that is daunting. That is overwhelming. You don't have to do that. I don't think most homeschoolers are doing that. Most homeschoolers, the really motivated ones, I think are teaching 3 to 6 hours. I don't think so. I think most that I talk to, it's like 2 to 3 hours a day, and our kids are still crushing it. And if you're educating your kids the right way, you're not going to have to sit down and work with them every day. My kids do independent studies. They make their own schedules. They're doing phenomenal, and I just check in every once in a while to make sure that they're progressing. But there's so much material out there. There's going to be something for your kid, and they're going to be able to kind of teach their way through this. So you're going to be fine. Your kids are going to be great. It's not something that you should be afraid of. Homeschooling was the standard forever. Public schooling was just something that was started in the 1800s, in the early 1900s, and so far it's been a failure from almost day one. The kids are learning less and less and less every year. It's getting more and more out of control. It's time to, I think, give up on the public school system if you can homeschool. Homeschooling is superior, so you'll be fine. Okay, hopefully other people are commenting. They can, if they watch this later, give you some more advice. If you have more questions about something I said, just let me know. If you are at the beginning of this and you're not homeschooling yet, but you're thinking about homeschooling, I would highly recommend reading my other book, Revealing School. It's part of this series, and it is really to make you confident in your decision to homeschool. So thank you guys so much. Today is the last day. I think we're giving away a free digital copy. My wife's going to put a link in the comments below of the new book, Education. So if you haven't got that yet, it was free yesterday on Amazon. Today we're still doing the PDF. After that, we're going to stop doing the free version, but it's definitely worth the few bucks it is to get it on Amazon if you do the Kindle, and the $14.99 if you get the paper book. Thank you guys so much, and I'll talk to you soon.